This podcast features intuitive, psychic, and spiritual impressions provided for entertainment and personal development purposes. Nothing in this episode should be considered medical, psychological, legal, or financial advice. The host is not a licensed professional. All guests participate voluntarily and understand that personal stories or emotions may naturally arise. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to the SAEL Podcast. My name is Farah. I'm a psychic medium and channel, and in this podcast, I channel healing energy and guide guests on journeys that serve their highest good. With every episode, we embark on a new teaching, new realizations, new ideas, inspiration for moving forward. I invite you to remember to guide your own being from within with every step you take, including while listening to each podcast episode, for every human being is unique and individual. And teachings may arise that may or may not apply to all beings, and they may not apply to the guests themselves in every moment of their lives, except for the moment in which it is shared. So I invite you to join and to listen with discernment, guided with your own inner knowing, to take on what resonates and discard the rest. We can't blame others for who they have yet to identify themselves as. We often see potential for ourselves, and even we are not ready to fully embody that. In the same way, we see potential for people we love or people in our circles, and they may not have yet fully accepted or withstood the challenges or the obstacle course that gets them from where they are into this image, this vision, this fully realized potential that we internally sense for them. A lot of mothers see the potential of their children and often also project certain ideas and ideologies and prescribed destinies for their children, and it's been passed on to them as well. So in that way, we know not to blame them and carry forward the burdens they had carried, but to put it aside and take a look and open. Which one do I want to take and which one do I not? Which one will I continue to bear? Because there's fruits or seeds from which I can plant my own trees. And we may also find things that we don't want to carry forward at all. And so we choose to let go and be thankful for having been passed on the journey of carrying something and noticing that it's too heavy and maybe it's not for us to carry. When it feels too heavy, when it's too awkward, when it's too revolting, when it feels out of place, it is misplaced. When it feels awkward, when it feels burdensome, and I don't mean the type of awkward that makes us feel uncomfortable from stepping into a new realization that makes us feel vulnerable or uncomfortable. It's not the discomfort of stepping beyond your safety zone or comfort zone, let's say. We should always be safe and careful in how we carry actions forward. But it's the type of awkwardness or discomfort that just feels like a schism, just feels misaligned. It feels unwelcome or uninvited or just unwanted in any way. We have to be mindful, discerning here between things that are good and things that are just not ours. Because we might very well be uncomfortable hearing a lesson, reading a book that has medicine, but that may be triggering. This kind of discomfort is not the one that I reference here. This kind of discomfort is a siren. It's a siren. And when we hear a siren, we take a step back and we allow the ambulance to move. We watch it, we don't follow it, we don't run after it. Maybe we send a prayer for the situation. And just we move on with our lives. We move on with our lives. I had a situation early on that was completely innocent, but evoked a little bit of that discomfort in my vessel. And at the same time, it invited me to reflect on how normal such an interaction would have been years ago and probably in many parts of the world until today, and how it resonated differently in my body. And it probably would have evoked a same response, but would have been just accepted as the norm at a different time. So same action, same behavior, new timeline, new response. Same action, same behavior, new timeline, new response. As the world shifts, the energy changes, our perspectives will also change. What tools are we going to continue to carry? And what are we willing to leave behind? Where do you see yourself in the evolution of humanity? What called you now onto this podcast? Know your part, honor it, and don't shy from it. Be blessed to carry the torch you've been granted, and release the need to prove others which path is brighter, more effective, more secure, more accepted, more delightful than the other. In human language, all roads lead to Rome. In light language, all are blessed. Distractions might arise, and as you've learned, ignore them, move past them. When we understand the source of a distraction, we invite greater clarity on the road ahead. We know the direction we're walking. And so distractions can also serve as an enhancement for further clarity. When we take a step back and observe a distraction, identify a distraction, and disconnect from engaging with it, we often ascribe ability with overcoming distractions, challenges, obstacles. This is very conditioned. It's a learned behavior. You take the harder test, you receive a greater reward. But it doesn't need to be that complicated. You can simply be able with your ability that you already hold. You don't need to be covering it up with other abilities or other tools or other ways, even platforms, and this can look different for everyone. But you don't need to put a different outfit on an ability that you have so that you can blend in with what everyone else is wearing or what the majority are. Sometimes we blend with a minority, but we're still blending. We're not holding and expressing the very unique imprint of who we are. We seek permission. It's very interesting for us humans. We need permission. From a young age, we've been granted permission at every step of the way. Permission to leave school at a certain time, permission to go on a play date, permission to open the internet for the first time, permission to get a phone, permission to walk outside alone for the first time. This is nuanced, of course, depending on the social cultural environment where everyone has grown up and the geography and the circumstances of time. But we still hold this need to be validated when we step outside of a perceived comfort zone. And we say perceived because your comfort zone is already everything you will walk on. It's already the path that has been assigned, prescribed, agreed upon. That's your comfort zone. Everything you will do, everything you have done. Our perceived comfort zone is limited by our ideas and memories of what we have been able to achieve. And so where does this land us today? Permission to receive the calling, permission to receive the guidance, permission to embrace and express as exactly who you are and what you carry for those around you and beyond. I invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath with me. And exhale. I will be taking you through a guided meditation to help you recover parts of yourself that are waiting permission. And I ask you to write down at the end what may have revealed so that you remember and fortify the knowing, and so that it finds a way of expressing in your everyday life, and to manifest a greater, more welcome, authentic expression of who you are. Let's begin. Whether you have your eyes open or closed or slightly gazing towards one point ahead of you or on the ground below, I invite you to imagine yourself walking on a path in nature. And there's some voices around. Maybe it's a park. Maybe it's a hiking trail. You can feel people in the distance, in the far distance, but everybody's walking on their own in their own direction. And the path ahead seems to be, for the few first steps, solely yours for the time being. And so you walk and maybe you're enjoying the views. What's ahead of you? Do you see flowers, see big trees, woods, an open space? Whatever it is that you may be noticing right now, keep walking, taking one foot after another. And you might notice a rabbit a gray, perhaps bigger than you're used to noticing, rabbit that gently passes you. You may be delighted, maybe a little scared, but you keep walking. You might notice some flowers, and you can pick them up if you want, and perhaps position them by your desk later. And you keep walking, and you notice a big tree on the side of the trail, and you step out of the trail and hold your hand to the tree, and you sense the tree. Maybe you look up and you admire the tree, the grandiosity of the tree. There's a big tree, and maybe you wonder how old this tree is. Is it 60 years or less or more? And you gently nod to the tree, and you proceed on your path. As you walk ahead, a memory pops up, and you keep walking and entertaining what presents. A memory of your child self, perhaps waiting, or maybe in a certain interaction, being scolded or being taught. And I want you to imagine as you continue to walk on the trail that the memory continues to appear now more clearly and accurately, giving you further details that empower you to hold the child. And maybe you decide to take a pause from your walk on this trail and sit on a big tree branch that forms a stool-like shape, giving you anchor as you engage with this experience, with this inner child memory. And you sit on the stool, tailbone touching the root of the earth, connected to this tree branch. You sit silently in meditation as you imagine yourself entering the memory. And feel the environment, walk around a little bit in the space, and when you're ready, approach your inner child and introduce yourself to them. Imagine that only you and your inner child are still dynamic and connecting, able to hear and perceive one another in full safety and calm space. Does your inner child have a request, a knowing, a message, a call to action? Or seeing your child in this specific dynamic, do you want to intervene in any shape or form? Do you want to whisper a message in their ear? Show them something that only adult you have discovered about reality? Whatever may present, I need you to hold on that. Hold on to it. Write it down onto a slip of paper and put it into the pocket of your inner child and see how they feel. Maybe they'll take it, they want to read it immediately. Maybe they want to keep it for later. And then thank them for showing up today and reminding you where you have perhaps needed some energy recovering or further alignment with your higher truth. And you can slowly exit the scene as it continues to unravel. And when you open your eyes, you remember that you're on the tree trunk in this beautiful nature trail. Maybe you have a sigh, Maybe you can look around in your space and enjoy in your imagination this beautiful trail. And from there, I want you to stand up or imagine yourself standing up and look around and thank the experience, thank the knowing, thank the guidance. And perhaps there's a seed of wisdom that may have presented through this encounter with your younger self. And before we close the meditation, I want you to continue walking on the trail maybe a few steps and imagine that the seed of wisdom has appeared in the palm of your right hand like a seed. And you take a few steps and you dig a little hole into the soil and you plant it. And you pray that it finds the next person who may be following similar steps. An invitation to share in the wisdom and to offer instructions that pass down and illuminate the map for all of us ahead. When you're ready, you take a side trail from the major trail, and as you walk to it, you slowly notice that the space shifts, and as you walk further and further, it looks more and more like the space where you are in your room listening to this podcast. When you're ready, I invite you to open your eyes and look around your space. Take a few deep breaths. Feel your body. Feel where your tailbone touches the ground beneath you, the chair, the sofa, the pillow, whatever it is that you may be sitting on. Or if you're walking, feel where your feet touch the ground. And welcome back here. Welcome back. This guided meditation was an invitation to awaken a part of us that has been yearning to express as a fully authentic presence in our lives. The essence of who you are is exactly the same when you were born and now. We're on a journey of uncovering and allowing. When we connect with inner child parts, it is because there's guidance. There's a need for that part specifically with a set of knowledge and tools and capability of making sense of life to awaken within you. And so, for example, if I had broken a leg as a 7-year-old and wanted attention that was not around, I can return to that part and nurture that part and give that part an apology, and perhaps the message that I leave with that part is help is on the way. Healing takes time. It will heal in time. You are not alone. It's going to be okay. This is not the end of the world. I see you struggling. I'm deeply sorry. I know you're hurting right now. It's going to change. You are stronger than you know. You will overcome. Whichever one of those, or maybe a new message that you have for your younger self appeared, take it, write it down. Similar to how you wrote it on a piece of paper and imagined in the meditation, leaving it with your inner child, write it down on a piece of paper. Keep it in your pocket, in your bag. on your laptop. Allow yourself to see and be reminded of the seed of information that you've planted for yourself and also left behind for someone else. And that part of the meditation where we planted a seed on the path, on the trail, for the next person walking in our footsteps to receive, opens our mind to share, is an invitation to openly spread the wisdom of our experience. And so with that, I invite you to hold the light and share it with me. I hope you enjoy. Thank you for joining me on today's episode of the SAEL Podcast. I would love if you share this with a friend, follow, subscribe wherever you connect, and I look forward to meeting you and to connecting further in the future. See you very soon. Thank you for joining. If you wish to participate as a guest on this podcast, you can submit an interest form below in the show notes. To learn more about SAEL and the intuitive guidance and coaching, I invite you to join my Substack community where I share channeled reflections, insights, and more. Join me at withsael.com. That's WITHSAEL.com. I wish you sovereign being and hope to see you on the next one with light and love and healing for all. Your host and SAEL.